Have you ever wondered what a YouTuber would do differently if they had to start again with 0 subscribers? Well, I did. So I asked 100 YouTubers what their biggest breakthrough was so that you and I can learn a lot quicker. Now, their answers might be exactly what you and me expect. They might be completely different. All I can say is I was actually quite surprised, but more on that later. What we need first is a plan. Now enter the game plan. We need to find a way that I can reach out to 100 YouTubers to find out the answers of what's their biggest breakthrough, the biggest lesson that they've learned since starting their channel that's helped them improve the most. Now, the first thing I need is a list of 100 YouTubers to reach out to. And not only that, I need a way to reach out to them, whether that's an Insta DM, emailing them, sending a pitching to them, I don't know. But what we need first is a list with some contact information. So let's go out and get the list. Wait! I don't actually need to go out, do I? I just need to write. Time to get back on the laptop. I'm gonna list out the YouTubers we're reaching out to. At the top have the smallest sub count, reaching out to those that have between 1,000 subscribers and over 20 million subscribers. So no, I'm not reaching out to Mr. Beast, far too big. If I put them in order of the subscriber count, it'd be really interesting to see, is there a difference in how they respond, but also, is there a certain group that's more likely to respond? My prediction is it's the ones in the middle that are going to reply most. Those with tens of thousands or maybe up to 150,000 subscribers. I think the YouTubers with hundreds of thousands or millions of subs are just not going to get the emails. They're not going to see the messages. They're too bombarded. And those with only a couple thousand, I think they're probably not as active and not as responsive. What's your prediction? Let me know. Who's going to reply the most? Now, I want to make my channel and build it all around business and build it around business challenges specifically. You'll find out more later, and you'll find out loads more if you subscribe. So, you know, if you want to do that, do. If you don't.
The first thing I do is start prompting to see if Grok, Gemini, ChatGPT, between them all, if they could just produce a list of 100 YouTubers for me that would be most ideal. After a load of prompting, it actually turns out it's easier and faster for me just to go on YouTube myself and scroll through manually.
What I'll do is I'll list them all out on a spreadsheet. So as I get them listed, I'll add a little counter down here so you can see how many are in the spreadsheet.
Okay, so it turns out there's a limit on YouTube. You can only collect, I think it's about 10 emails a day. But I'm now thinking LinkedIn, just search YouTuber, see if they're related to business. I mean, they're on LinkedIn. So let's get searching LinkedIn. Okay, problem there as well is I don't have Sales Navigator anymore. I just have the free version of LinkedIn. So I can only search a few a day. Quite limited there. And plus the profiles that I found on here, they're not that active on LinkedIn, so they may have thousands of subs on YouTube, but they're just not posting anything on LinkedIn. So it looks like, although I've tried to connect with a bunch, it looks like I'm not going to be speaking to them on LinkedIn. Time for another idea. So pretty much I found the best method is just researching on YouTube, seeing what socials they've got. Some people are putting their emails in the description of their channel, so I can get it there. Otherwise, it's just looking at like, have they got Instagram? Have they got any other place where I could reach out to them personally? I've got some other ideas in the bag, so we'll test those out later on, but this seems to be working for now. So I'm just gonna try and get through as many as I possibly can. I don't know, where do I look? Am I looking at the lens here? Or am I looking at the screen here? I think, where am I supposed to look, guys? There. I'm gonna look here. Hopefully I'm looking at you. So I'm just gonna sit here for hours now and do this until I go insane. Whew, we're getting there. Now that we've got a few in the list, I'm gonna start reaching out to them and sending some emails, sending some DMs, see if we can get some responses. So new achievement unlocked, we can start reaching out. But I'll now divide my time up, so I'm doing a bit of emailing, DMing, and researching and such, so I'm not doing the same thing over and over and over again. I just want to share with you two things I'm really noticing doing this challenge. One's quite a nice thing, and the other one is actually quite dark. So the nice thing is my first business was garden maintenance. One thing I realized was just various niches that I know are industries. I can search specific terms for those. Like I've been searching business owner, day in the life, business owner in the UK. So that gave me a bunch of channels. But then I started going, well, what about accountancy, day in the life, accountant, business owner? And then I did gardening. And so it was quite nice and it's nostalgic to see other gardeners that have smashed it on YouTube. And that was something I always had ambition of. And I tried to do a lot of content on YouTube, but just wasn't that good at making videos and such. And God knows how they find the time to do it, because that was something I always struggled with. There was a little bit of a bummer where it's like, damn, these guys have smashed it. Like, I'm supposed to be doing marketing now and they're doing a better job than me and they're still doing the gardening. But the dark side that I've noticed that's really quite tormenting, which actually makes me quite concerned for youth of today. I'm searching for all these channels, and the amount of stuff that I'm finding where it's just people younger than me, fitter than me, being like, I make $10,000 a day, I make 100 grand a month. And some of the channels, it's like they're saying all of this stuff in their mum's dining room. And it's like, you would not have that decor. What is going on here? And it just makes me wonder, is the internet really that full of liars? If you're a teenager exposed to that kind of content constantly, like, this is really messing with my head, seeing so many people so young being like, oh, I'm a millionaire and here's how I did it. So it makes me genuinely concerned for today's youth, as I say. But anyway, back to research. Right, I need to have a break because my brain is absolutely fried. I did not realise how boring this would actually be. Like, some of them just haven't been active in months, so they didn't seem worth reaching out to. I've been scrolling through loads of videos and you just see the same channels over and over again, which is bizarre. Going through shorts as well helps me get to more channels. Because something I've learned is trying to find 100 different channels is actually really hard, unless you've just got a subscriber list of content that you've found and channels you've found over years and years of consuming content. But otherwise, just finding 100 channels is actually really hard. No doubt you've got an idea or two of how I can do it way more effectively and efficiently. So let me know in the comments below. But I'm going to hit the gym, grab some food with my girlfriend. Let's go. Let's go.
Are you filming? Have you got keys?
Oh, shit. So the whole point of why I'm doing this challenge, anything I've done in business over the last 8 years, I've often found if I can just find people that have done the thing that I want to do, it will help me learn, and I can avoid the mistakes because I can learn from their mistakes. When I employed people, I spoke to business owners that had employees. I spoke to HR specialists to know how to do it compliantly. I want to build my business and build a YouTube channel. Why not speak to business-related YouTube channels to learn from them? And you never know, we might end up working together in the future. We're there. This is the last YouTuber that I'm putting on my spreadsheet. This is the biggest creator that I'm going to reach out to that's got over 20 million subscribers, but we'll try our luck and see if we get a response. Oh, and of course you probably want to see who they are. Come on over here. Right there. Ryan Trahan, the last one. As you can see, we've reached out to 75 of them now. We've got the 100 in the list. Let's go. Now we've got all 100 listed, we can start tracking something even more exciting, and that is the reply rate. So this little list here can move over here, and we have our new thing to track now, the replies. So how many do you think we're gonna get? Pause, comment below now, how many do you think we're gonna get out of 100? My guess is around about 10%. Small confession, so we've actually already had a few responses, so that little counter down there can go up, 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 because we've had 3 responses, but I'm not gonna reveal anything yet. What do you think they're gonna say? Because for me, I'll give you my guess. I think a lot of it's gonna be, I mean, like the obvious one is just consistency. I imagine a lot of people that have been in the game for a while, they've been consistent with YouTube. They're gonna say the biggest power they found is that by being consistent, and over the years they've seen when they've dropped their consistency, it's really impacted their stats on the channel and just their systems and processes. So I imagine the biggest thing that people are going to mention is consistency. Who knows? We'll find out. I'm really curious as well. Are people just going to give me one-line responses? Are they actually giving me loads of information? So I can tell you that the 3 responses I've got so far are quite different to each other. So let's get all of these messages out and start seeing how many replies we get. We've done it. We've done it. Well, I say we. I've reached out to all 100 YouTubers, sitting at 9 replies now. And I said earlier that I thought we'd get roughly about 10% response rate, but I have got another trick up my sleeve. So I'm not going to reveal any of the responses just yet, because my next idea is all those that haven't yet responded, I'm going to go through every single channel, their most recent video. I'm going to add a comment at the bottom to see if they'd be happy to share their biggest breakthrough. So bear with me. I've got this idea. I might have another couple ideas up my sleeve. I'm still working on them, so I don't actually have any at the moment, but I want to try and get the most amount of replies for you guys as I possibly can, and for myself, to try and learn as much as we can to better ourselves on YouTube. And in business, you know, this all links together, and a YouTube channel, if you make it successful, becomes a business. So let's get learning as much as we can. I'll tell you what, I wish I did this at the start now. Going through the channels, finding their most recent video and leaving a comment is actually so much easier, so much quicker than finding their email, their Insta or whatever, and seeing how I can reach out to them. And the funny thing is, especially for the smaller channels, they'll probably be so appreciative of it and will definitely respond. Like when I look at a lot of these videos I'm going through, the creator is responding and replying to every single comment. So I probably should have just done this at the start. It would have been a much quicker video, much easier. If you ever want to copy this idea, just comment on the videos. It's probably, oh, hello. Oh, I've just got a reply. What? Just got the notification on my phone. Not that I'll be sharing that with you just yet. Just a little bit longer and we're gonna go through all the responses. And finally, welcome to the grand finale. We have got 12 responses to go through, and I'm gonna take you through the smallest YouTuber that responded to us all the way to the largest YouTuber that responded to us. And what I'm sure you're curious to see is there any familiarity in, firstly, what they're saying is the biggest breakthrough lesson they've had, but secondly, is there any differentiation between the size of the YouTuber and what their tips are? With each one, I'll show you a screenshot of what they responded with so you can pause it and have a read through. I interrupt before we even start counting because we've actually had another 3 responses, so we've got 15 now. And so we've got a new person that's gonna go first. So you're gonna see the recording that I've done for all of this where I put on my nice shirt and everything, but I'm gonna add in the bits where people have added in since. And even as I'm recording this, there may be even more people that join the list. So 0.5, or the new number 1, is Adam McChesney. Here's his response. It sounds like he's got ChatGPT to write it, but it gives you an idea. And it's a good point on actually getting clients through YouTube. So he uses it as lead generation for his business. Back to me. First up is High Level Harris with 1,600 subs. His biggest breakthrough was working out to block record your content for when you're doing a lot of frequent uploading, and Harris's content is all tricks and tips on how to use High Level. A great system is what we use. The biggest breakthrough he found was recording all of his content in a 4-hour block within the week so that he could edit it and publish it throughout the week following. Second up, with just over 2,000 subscribers, we've got Maxon's Landscaping. And Max Reply is quite a beautiful one. It's not deleting videos that got negative feedback and just using it as a way to learn and improve and not letting it get to you. I interrupt with another one, and this is Matt with just over 2,000 subscribers, and he gets 2.5, so I guess this is the new 3. But he said about focusing on making content that your audience wants to see, not just the content that you want to make, which I guess puts me in a dilemma because I was kind of just going to focus on the content that I want to make. But, you know, as I make more videos, you guys can tell me what should we be focusing on, and we're going to be doing a lot of challenges, like business challenges, so you can give me a lot of ideas of what you'd want to see me tested with. I look forward to your suggestions. The third response with over 7,000 subscribers is the Temple of One, or Julie. Her response is to find your own formula. So although there will be a lot of advice out there on YouTubing and what the gurus may tell you to do, but for her, she's found the big breakthrough was working out her own formula, a way that worked for her. The fourth response, again with just over 7,000 subs, is Dean Edwards. Now he was actually the first YouTuber to come back to me because he actually came back with a lot of information. He's got 7 points here. Firstly, thumbnails and the titles. Critique me, how did I do with the thumbnail and the title to this video? And secondly, he said about retention is best when you jump straight into the content. So again, how did I do? Did I get straight to the point? Did I make it engaging from the first second? Critique the hell out of me in the comments below, like be as hateful as you like. Thirdly, YouTube is hard and very unpredictable. Set small objectives and don't be discouraged. Yeah, I can live with that. Something I feel really positive about is I'm making this content for me. Like I want to be creating the content that I'm creating regardless of anyone watching. It'll be very helpful if people watch and we generate revenue from it because then we can fund it. But otherwise, it's what I would be doing. If money wasn't a thing, I'd be doing it. Fourth, create processes and ways of doing things efficiently. Depending on the content we do, we've got quite a good process. And I think I'm very fortunate that there's a team of us doing it, or a couple of us doing it. So there's Cameron, Josiah, and myself. Number 5, set realistic targets. No, I want to have 1 million subs next week. Number 6, do not go crazy and buy loads of equipment. Nope, I'm very frugal, so this is being filmed on my phone right now. And number 7, good luck. Thank you, Dean. All the best to you. Now, number 5, with over 8,500 subs, is Viking Designs, or Dan. Now, we're 5 in, and Dan has said exactly what I predicted most people would be saying, and yet he's the first one to say it. And Dan's big breakthrough that he's learned is consistency. Because it's something he's struggled with over the length of his channel, he's actually found when he is more consistent, he's getting much better results. Now, with over 8,500 subs again, is Nathan from Lewis Garden Services. His big breakthrough was not getting emotionally attached to your content. I guess we can interpret that as put the content out there, you're not attached to it, you're constantly just looking to improve. And something I think about is every video we do, what are the things that we can pull apart and improve upon for the next video? And also getting as much feedback as possible. When I've made content before, I've shared it with people to be like, oh, please like and subscribe on this. Whereas this time around, it's more of a collaborative thing where I think, I'm thinking of doing this, or I've done this, I'd love to get your critical feedback on it. And then I send them the video only if they accept. And from there, the main thing I want to look at is when did you get bored and switch off? And I will ask my ideal audience. So if my ideal audience is saying, oh, I got bored and switched it off, then really need to think again. 7th is Grace Andrews. Now, I couldn't believe it, I was blown away. She did a Q&A with her audience, so I submitted my question and she just responded.
From @pinkpanda.london, hey.
Hi. Just an FYI, my company's old name was Pink Panda before I changed it to 782, and I've still got an old YouTube channel, which is exactly what I used for this challenge.
From your experience on YouTube so far, what's been your biggest breakthrough / lessons? Probably it's actually like the mindset me and my editor have adopted. It's not just something that we've created. It's a very famous mindset practice of 1% marginal gains. The idea being that you're constantly looking to edge yourself closer to the overall goal rather than achieve it overnight. So every week you'll see my top comment on the video is always the 1% experiment or test or thing we tried this week was, and this has edged us closer to our goal because. And I genuinely think the compounding effect of marginal gains is what's allowed me to grow every brand that I've ever created.
And now 8th, with over 35,500 subscribers, is Joanna Helena, and her breakthrough, higher, I'd say document versus creating for authenticity and also to prevent burnout. I'm actually quite confused by what that means. She's a vlogger. Maybe for her, the biggest breakthrough has been how she documents everything, keeps track of what she's doing. And I will say, in part of this channel, we are vlogging. I just have a document that I've bullet pointed day by day. So then we may not film something that day, but I can just film it retrospectively. And 9th, with over 38,000 subs, I don't know if it's Mr. Tazar or Mr. Taser, but his response, another point for consistency. He's talking about consistently uploading and interacting with your audience. That's really helpful, thank you so much. Okay, I've got to interrupt because we've had a 16th reply from Sanal, and this has got to be the nicest, cutest reply that we've had. And it's another point for consistency. She talks about posting daily across socials as well as just on YouTube, making sure that there's something going out every day and engaging with our communities. So it seems like the ultimate tip is in fact being consistent. But the thing that I've taken away from that is it's not just about posting your content, it's also about engaging with your community and making sure you're responding to them, you're building relationships, you're getting to know your community and feeding off of them consistently. And 10th, we're hitting some big numbers now, is Sierra Clark with over 53,000 subs. And her biggest advice, collaboration, working with other people. And she found big breakthroughs came when she started leveraging her time to be able to work with other people so that more could get done, and it's enabled her to film a lot more content. I've done that from the start, so brilliant. Thank you, Sierra. Really appreciate it. And now 11 with 65,000 subs is Darcy's Business. Firstly, check out our content. If you're applying for any grants in your business, it'll be very helpful. Darcy's biggest breakthrough is again another point for consistency. Rather than trying to perfect your content all the time, it's just if you can stay consistent, that's going to be far more advantageous than perfecting. And that's something I've definitely taken away, and I've already seen mistakes with us. There's certain content we haven't put out yet purely because we're trying to perfect it. We've got another one. Jayhawk responded. Jayhawk has over 100,000 subscribers. And his advice, start before you have time to overthink. Simple, to the point, I like it, very concise. And 12th, the final response, I was not expecting this, with over 120,000 subscribers was Daniel Priestley. His encapsulated in one sentence, work with an executive producer. We'll get there one day, but thank you, Dan. Green lines are responses. We got 15 in total. High sub counts, didn't really reply. Highest one was 64 on the list, Dan Priestley with 121,000. Biggest concentration is this 7 to 10,000 cluster here. My guess, this is where they're starting to gain some traction, earn some actual income from YouTube, so therefore are way more active. But then we did have a cluster here, and I'd say these are the new ones starting out that are really trying to push it. And there you have it. And while this challenge was all about getting my channel started, the next challenge I'm working on is a lot more daunting and has bigger stakes. If you can keep a secret, I'll give you a little teaser of what is coming next. Shh, but here you go. I've got 12 months to grow my business from 1.5k a month to 15k a month for recurring revenue, or my investor pulls the plug and walks away. I've watched all the gurus tell us how we build a business, and now I'm going to do it publicly with you. Every up, and unfortunately, every down. I don't know what the outcome of this challenge will be, but either way, clock starts now. Make sure you hit subscribe and that bell notification so then you find out exactly when that video comes out. That is going to be exciting. Well, Exciting for you to watch, daunting for me to actually do within the next year.